These are 6x6s that we're using for the pergola that weigh a ton. So we've got the 6x6s in, we've got the 2x8s in for the cross pieces, and we're ready to begin.
Because we're not allowed to come back here with a truck. So I'm Bam.
I'm Jane.
Back here at Carpenters.
Baby boomers can do.
And here we go. We're going to have to remark where these plates go. Talk to them for a second.
The cardinals are flying around in the tree. The homeowner loves birds.
Hey.
You hear the dogs barking in the background.
All right, our original idea is we were going to actually put 2 feet in the ground, so we would have had a 10-foot 6x6. But instead, we realized there's too much irrigation going around, and please excuse the dog barking in the background. So we decided that we're going to put these on the concrete, and this will hold the 6x6 in place. And then we're actually going to do a decorative board around to hide this. So that's what we had to go to, is these things. So now we got to go and mark them. So what we're doing is figuring out how to position our first plate. Everything is keyed off of this plate. So we realized that we had to come out at least an inch and a half, okay, to clear this chimney, okay, with our 2x8. We're going to have a double 2x8. Then we wanted an inch so that our decorative board, which is going to be 1-inch decking, all right, so we realized we got to go out 3 inches. So we laid, I did my speed square, indicated where 3 inches is, and then traced out where this plate goes. Now, based off this plate, we know where everything else goes. Right. This time, on this one, we only have to go out 1 inch. And again, that is for that decorative board that's going to go around to hide these plates. Right? But we still got to come over 3 inches. Right? So I'm going to make me a little intersection here between the 1 and the 3 to know where this plate goes. And Jane's going to correct me on which direction. So we got these are designed for water flow to go underneath, so it doesn't rot out. So when we get ready to hang our 1-inch board, we got to lift them up so the water flows and doesn't rot anything out. So we got I forgot to do my hole. So there's a little hole in the middle of these for when we get ready to drill our bit. So now we're going to the next one. I'll just turn the camera. Ooh. Where are we? Way over there. There you go. That's where we are. Okay. Now, what we're noticing about the concrete here is it's boogered up. So, I bet you anything, that's one thing we didn't bring was my tape. It was in the back seat. Measuring tape. Alright, so we're going to have to take a time out. Okay, we have determined where all the plates are going to be, and I'm going to have to do this real quick, like from this edge right there to the house is 29¼ inch. So we did the same thing over here. We made multi adjustments right here, so it's 29¼ and they ended up being 15 feet 1 from outside to outside of the future plates. Okay, and it ended up being 90 this way, 90 that way. I'm sitting there talking to Jane, pointing, and not doing it on the camera. So 90 is this away, okay, and 15:1 is this away. Now that's 90 inches, not 90 feet. So we're starting to get a light sprinkle, so I got to get the camera out of the rain. X marks the spot. So what Jane did for me is she ran you know, right up to the edge of the bolt. Alright, so I'm going to have to hammer this. Alright, also she got my washer. Right, so X marks the spot. I guess I can do without the other glove. I'm using a compact wrench. Hey, okay, hey, good morning. Well, actually it's afternoon, but anyway, I'm back on site out of our backyard into another backyard. Anyway, continue to work on the base structure for our pergola that you see back there. I'm Van, backyard carpenter, baby boomers can do, and Jane is at work with the county board. But anyway, so let me take the camera and I'll walk around on what we got done so far. This was our first side done with the pattern that we're going to be using on the ends. And then so this is the temporary bracing that I put in place using 2x4 stakes in the ground. And then we're using a big old huge 10-inch lag bolt that I use. I got a brand new tool which is it's corded, and it's both a drill and a hammer drill. So that's what we use to actually be able to put these in the concrete. Right, so we applied water with the hose pipe to keep the bit cool. But so we've got these in position where we need them, and now I'm getting ready to be able to take one of those 6x6s, and be able to stand it up. And this is going to be a temporary support, and I'll have another one on this side. So I got to get everything set and ready to go before I lift this up. Like I got to drive a stake in the ground there, I got a stake in the ground here, and line up my 2x4 so that when I come up, then I can make a level. I got a new little toy that does level on two sides, or plumb in this case. And then let's see if I can get this done. But that's what our first side looks like. Hey, this stake's going to be 17 inches from here to here. So I'm doing now another 45 so I can drive this in the ground. Okay, I'd already marked where the 2x4 is going to be coming to and going up. So this is where I want to drive my stake. I raised this up, my 2x4 up, and I put a temporary screw in it. So it'll be ready to go. All I got to do is put a temporary screw on that side. Alright, and then this side will be ready. Now I got to go do the other side. Okay, although I didn't have the camera on, I was able to raise it up. This is that device that wraps around and gives me plumb on two sides. Now, I got to track down my screw gun, which is way over here. And put this piece up, this other brace. Alright. Looking pretty good. Now what I got to do is put screws down on the bottom. There's 3 places on the bottom. You plumb. Oh, by the way, I'm using 3.5-inch decking screws. This is the leveling device I was telling you about. See, it tells me that I'm plumb this way and I'm plumb that way. Okay, so it does stretch this little rubber band. I got a feeling in the future it's going to pop. But anyway, so it wrapped all the way around so that I could make sure I was plumb on two sides. And then, of course, then I got these screwed in place. It's holding this up. Okay, so it's holding that up for right now until I can do the other one. A close-up of the plate device that we use with the big old huge boat that's about 8 inches in the ground, then we tighten it down. We have a washer. So that's what holds these in place and let the water flow through. Screwdriver going off in my pocket because I forgot to get my holster. Here we go. I'm lifting with my knees. Okay, now I'm going to actually put this brace across here and hold this side. Ooh, let's see. Is it plumb? It's plumb. On that side, I'm going to have to shift this a little bit this way on that side. Alright. Now, I'm going to have to go check the weather report because it looks like it's going to rain. Okay, this is, well, make a lot of noise. Sheesh. This is my pattern that I'm using. So I'm going to do the straight cut across here first and then do my curve. Alright, both sides are done. Now it's a matter of putting them up by myself. I'm plumbing up my ladders on both sides, and I'm marking from the top 7 1/4 because that's what 2/8 actually are now, is 7 1/4. They're not 8, they're not 7 1/2, they're 7 1/4. So I got me a mark at 7 1/4. Now I'm going to go put a clamp up here on both sides and lift that piece up here. Try that from the other direction, because my gun's over there. On this project, this is the only time I'm going to be using my pass-flow framer just to temporarily hold that up there. Now I got to check for plumb and all that stuff, and then cut the other one out, and then use my gun, which is also a hammer drill, and do the long bit to go through and install the bolts. Install the bolts. I guess you heard all that with me off camera. You know, I was sitting there going, wish I had a walkboard. And I realized I have 2 2x6s on the back of the truck. So they're going to be my walkboard. Although they're only 5 1/2 inches wide, they're my walkboard. Both of them up by myself. Whew. Okay, I got my drill on hammer drill, see if I can go through this faster. Trying to do it at level. I've already marked my hole where the center is. Whew. Now I'm going to go get it's a 9/16 or 11/16 bit and just kind of wring that out a little bit so my bolt goes through real easy. I ended up putting a 9/16 paddle bit, right? 9/16 paddle bit. And I'm going to put my gun on 2. Makes it faster. Here we go. Now I hadn't done the other side, so let's see if this bolt will actually go through. Alright. So I'm going to go to the 11/16. It's hard to see, but this is 11/16. Oh, let me cut you off for a second. Okay, we're going to try this again. I've got an 11/16 paddle bit in my screw gun set on 2. Seems to be a whole lot better. I hadn't drilled the other side, so I'm kind of taking a chance I can do this. Okay, this time I'm actually got to drill on both sides before I send the bolt through. Now I'm moving to the other side to drill that hole out. Now, let's try the bolt. Whole lot better. Whole lot better. Now it's just a matter of going and get my big socket and lock it down. thing was saying. I was able by myself to put two 6x6 posts up, 8 foot, by myself. Then I was able to cut out and install the 2 baits up top with the fancy ends and drive boats through by myself. That's why I'm Van White. Anyway, I'll take you around and let's see everything in just a second. This is where we, or me, or us, or them have gotten so far. So we got 2 ends up. We're using 2x6s. Now, excuse me, 2x8s. 2x8s and 4x4 posts. And that's our 6x6. It's going to go across here, and we're going to have braces. Okay? We're going to have braces. So I'm Van, Backyard Carpenter, Baby Boomers Can Do. Again, Jane is at work for the county board. And that's a wrap for today. If you like us on YouTube, say you do, okay? Like us. And if you want to subscribe to keep up with what we're doing. But this is working on a pergola in another backyard.